This is one of my scaling sequences, one of my scaling formulas that I believe is one of like the fundamental pieces to really understanding the sequence and the order in which we scale. Understanding and applying the right sequence is really, really important. So this is like the second piece to the sequence. This is the framework, like the nitty-gritty framework that really, like, if you can bring this together, now this will give you the vision for how to actually build a company. This is actually where we get into how to build out your company, how to extract yourself from the operation seat. So once you've got your marketing systems dialed in, your sales systems dialed in, now it's time to start pouring gas on the fire. It's time to start removing and intentionally extracting yourself from the operation seats. And there's a very specific method that we do that, very specific approach that we utilize to remove ourselves from operations. So very first thing that we do is we want to, once we've got our systems like operating, we've got proof of concept there, we want to pour gas into the marketing system, into our marketing machine. We want to pour gas into our marketing machine, so much so that it breaks the next piece of our business. And the next piece of our business is the lead management department. So here's what will happen. You start to pour money into your marketing machine. You're going to produce so many leads that you cannot handle all of those leads on a weekly basis. If you start to bring in 20 leads, 30 leads, 40 leads per week consistently, then you will not be able to handle and manage all of those leads effectively. And therefore, you've got a broken lead management department. Now we've got to fill this hole. This is where we get to play the game of business. We get to start to fill the holes in the company. So now we want to extract ourselves from the lead management operation seat. So we want to replace ourselves, duplicate ourselves with a lead manager. So we are plugging a person into this lead management department now, and we're removing ourselves. So we're duplicating ourselves into lead management. This is how we start to automate. The business can run without us being present, where you can close deals without you being present. So now we've got a lead manager in place because we forced ourselves out of the operation seat for lead management, because we've got healthy marketing systems, healthy sales systems. Now we pour gas on the marketing fire, and that will force us out of the lead management department because we can't handle all the leads that are coming in. Then what it's going to do is it's going to create the next bottleneck in the company. It's going to create the next bottleneck in the company, which is usually acquisitions. Acquisitions is usually the next bottleneck in the business, because what will happen, you start to scale up your marketing again. Now the lead manager is scheduling so many appointments on your calendar that you cannot handle all of those appointments and still manage all of the operations that have to be managed as a business owner. How many more things you can do, how much more time you have to work on the business, because you're not spending as much time working in the business once you get to this place. So once we pour more gas on the fire, what that's going to do is going to reveal the next bottleneck. And the next bottleneck is, honestly, guys, this next bottleneck, transaction coordinating, is usually something that's more of an annoyance at this point in time. This next piece is transaction coordinating, and that's the person that liaison, that's the person that's driving deals to the closing table once you get them under contract. And then we're repeating the process again. We're going back to marketing, we're scaling it again, and then we're filling in this last piece of the frontline operation seats, which is dispositions. Dispositions is just a fancy word for sales. They're the person who's selling the contract. If you're wholesaling, you got a wholesaling company, you get a seller contract. The acquisition person is getting the seller contract under contract with a homeowner. The disposition rep turns around and they're selling those properties to the buyers. They're getting a buyer contract for the wholesale deal. That's the disposition rep. You get this person outsourced. Now you get to truly work on your business. You're in a place where you're not actually working in the frontline seats, meaning Leads are coming in. Appointments are being scheduled. Contracts are being signed with the homeowner. You got somebody on your team who's communicating with title company, communicating with the sellers, communicating with the buyers, making sure that everything is in proper order to get the deal to the closing table. And you've also got somebody who's selling those properties to your buyers, meaning you can close deals without lifting a finger.